Hi and welcome, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com and welcome to another in my Step Up Saturday series. So this is the first of my Step Up Saturdays that's delving into the Christmas theme. Is it too early to say the C word? Either way, this is an online exclusive which is amazing for making those Christmas cards that you want to do ahead of the season. So I'm filming this way in advance. You won't be seeing this until November when the C word's a bit more acceptable. It's currently August here, and so I am filming well in advance of you seeing this. Either way, iconic imagery, here we go. Look, so last week you saw me create this card using just the stamp set and a lot of fussy cutting, and of course garden green. Now this week we're mixing it up. We're not using garden green and we're not doing all fussy cutting. There is a little bit. We're going to be making this card. So we've made a switch to cherry cobbler, which is my favourite red to use. Lovely deep red. And as you can see, we have paired this up with the iridescent faceted gems and the 1/2 inch trim, which if I can get, look how shiny that is. Look at that. Beautiful. We are of course using the dies with it this week as well. So the supplies that you will need to make this card are, I've used a basic white thick A4 cardstock for my card base. I've got a piece of cherry cobbler A4, which is 5 3/4 by 4 inches. I've got a piece of designer series paper from the Iconic Celebrations, which comes as a suite with this set, by the way, which is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. I have then got some basic white scraps for stamping, one for die cutting, and then a piece that we will be flagging. I've got my iridescent pearls, faceted gems and the ribbon, and then we will of course be using the dies. Now we're only using one die, yes, just one die. And we're using this lovely big chunky label at the bottom. So we'll get that out, because what we'll do first is we will do our die cutting, we will stamp after. So that is going to be this bigger piece for my die cut. Yep. Right, so everything else out of the way while we do die cutting. I have already got my stamps mounted as well, so we're using the big celebrate down here. We're using the words let's at the top, so they're all ready as well. So we'll get our plates out and we'll get the label cut so that we can then get stamping and build the rest of this card. I don't need any post-its, as it just needs to stay on the white. It doesn't need to be any particular place. Grab our mini and then straight through there it goes, like so. Crank that through. Perfect. Let's fold this up. Now the mini is so easy to use. It's so lightweight to pick up and move, and fits in the smallest little corner. Fits in the smallest corner of your table. Right, plates away, labels done. We can get our stamping done now. So cherry cobbler ink. There's going to be 2 bits we stamp here. So I've got the word let's, and this just sits up in this top part here. All good. And then we do the word celebrate. Again, straight into that cherry cobbler. And we will plonk that down onto this piece here if it's big enough. Which it is. Brilliant. Love that stamp. I don't seem to ever get a bad stamped image from it, so we'll pop that away. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut round this. We're going to fussy cut because it doesn't have an outline die. I got this mixed up on my previous video with a different stamp set that does have an outline die for its wording. It doesn't take too long with this one. I'm not going to cut it as closely or as in detail as I did on the previous video. The previous video needed a little bit more of a closer touch because it was my Simple Sunday and it fits on a 3x3 and all of that. This is a far chunkier label that's going on this one, so I'm not going to cut as closely as I did before. In fact, this one's going to be quite wide. And then just go around there, cutting the excess as you go around. You can of course be a bit slower than me if you would so prefer. It's, you know, it's still your card design. You do what is comfortable for yourself. But I'm just going to do this quite loosely. A for time, and B because it doesn't need quite a slow close border. So yes, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is an online exclusive. I do run the risk of filming this so far ahead that by the time it's due to go live, stock may have run out, because that's the nature of online exclusives. They are only available while stocks last. If stocks run out, then 9 times out of 10 it will disappear from the website and you won't get another chance. So if that happens, you won't even see this. So if you are seeing this, that means the stock. Run, don't walk, to get your hands on a version of this. Get your own copy. Go for the full suite if it's there. The papers, the dies and the stamps all together. Why would you not? Alright, there we go. That's that part ready. So this just mounts onto the front here. I'm going to use mini dimensionals to pop that on there. I might take your pick because I just find it easier to pick up these ones with the take your pick instead. And just plonk these all along the word, spacing them out so that you've got some good coverage in where things are going to stick. We don't want anything flying off the front of the card. That'll do. I'll just take these backs off. Nice and easy there. Pop them out of the way. Then we're going to flag that cherry cobbler piece that we had, and I'll show you how you can do that without needing any die. So Let's Celebrate is going to sit just along here, I think. Yeah, like that. Love it. And then this flagged piece is going to sit just behind it there. Don't want too much of a flag, so I'm just going to trim. In fact, we'll flag it, we'll see what happens. So all I'm doing is cutting about 1.5 centimeters up the center of each end, and then all you do is you cut from the corner up to that end of your snip that you've just made. So there's one, and then the other side do the same, snip up to that center piece, and that's how you get your flag. Same on the other side. And there we have the flagged piece. So get rid of these little bits. And then that's going to sit on the back of that there, like so. I love. So we'll get just some liquid glue in the middle of here. And we'll stick this on, making sure we've got the centre points of this lined up with the centre points of the flags we've just cut. There we go. So just give that a press from the back. There we are, love it. So we'll pop that to one side. We now need to build up the card itself. So this is the designer series paper. As you can see, Christmassy designs on this one. We are going to pop some Tombow on the back of here and layer it onto that lovely cherry cobbler piece. Like so. And then that'll make that really stand out. Pressing that down. And then that will go onto this piece here, like so. Now I've, which way around do I want it? That way. What I did on this one was I made the cherry cobbler and the DSP pieces ever so slightly smaller, because I felt that on this version I didn't quite leave enough of a border. I wanted a bit of a chunkier border. So we'll see what this looks like. We'll get our Tombow on the back. I always use Tombow on pieces where if they need to be really straight and I don't trust my own hand-eye coordination to get it straight away. And for reasons like this where I've just stuck that on upside down, we can quickly flip it round and no one's any the wiser. There we go. Let's just get a bit of glue there. There we go. That's the front ready. We now just need to pop some dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm going to pop 4 and I'm just going to put them along the sides there. Get these backs off and we'll pop this in the centre of that front. Spotted a bit of glue there that I need to get off. You know what to do there, don't you, when you can't get a piece of glue off your card? Guess where the embellishment's going. So speaking of embellishments, we'll get them out and then we'll tie our bow. So I'm going to pop the big one over that little glue blob. We'll pop a little one just in this gap and then we'll pop another little one, pop it over there. That's the embellishments done. And then the final piece, if we look at our reference, is just getting that bow up on the corner. I tie a bow by making 2 rabbit's ears, cross the left over the right, put it through the hole and pull. And then of course just need to straighten these up, give them a pull, get the loops to the size that you want them. And you can twiddle to your heart's content. That looks good for me. So we will trim the tails. like that. Pop that out the way. And then a glue dot to pop this on. So where's my next one? There's my next one. Pop the centre of the bar on the glue dot, pick it up, and then I hold the bar how I want it to be and then stick it on. There we go. I think I prefer the one with a larger border on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So that is Iconic Imagery in a Stepped Up Saturday featuring Cherry Cobbler. If you make one of these, please do tag me in it or send me a picture. I'd love to see your versions. You can of course change the colours how you see fit and the design of the paper. But that's just to give you a bit of a sneak peek of the Iconic Imagery bundle. And I will see you next week on Sunday for another Simple Sunday featuring a completely new brand spanking bundle. I'll see you then. Bye bye.